Hey, well, it's afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. I know it's Sunday and I'm gonna cook. That's probably why the weather's bad outside, because it looks like it's gonna rain. I like to make breakfast sometimes on the weekends, especially if my kids are here, because sometimes they go to their grandma's and sometimes they're here. So I'm gonna make, I think I just call it a breakfast casserole, which I've seen recipes for it, which you can try doing those recipes, or I kind of just whip it together the way I can remember. So I'm going to use a package of Jimmy Dean's maple sausage. You don't have to use maple and you don't have to use Jimmy Dean's. I tried to get the great value kind, but they didn't have it in maple. I just like maple flavored. I have about 10 eggs, I think. And I'm going to use 6 tablespoons of butter, 6 tablespoons of flour, because you want equal parts for your gravy. This is probably about 3 servings when it comes, I counted them, it's 3 servings. A package of biscuits, and you don't have to use this kind. I'm using flaky jumbo biscuits. You can use any kind you want. You can use the littler ones, or the buttermilk kind, or the ones that are not flaky. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you prefer. I just like the flaky ones, so that's the ones I'm going to use. And those I'm going to cut up anyway, so you won't be able to tell. And then I'm just going to use some cheese, not a lot. And then I do have 3 cups of milk ready for the gravy once I get it going. So I'm going to start by browning my sausage. Once that's brown, then I'm going to make the gravy in the same pan with it. And then I will kind of assemble everything in this is kind of like a 9x13, so you know it'll be about that size. So let's get started. Like I said, I don't normally cook on the weekends, but when the kids are here, sometimes I want to make something on Sundays or Saturdays. Usually Sundays, it's breakfast I'll make. And yeah, because I wake up kind of late, so it's just something we do. So I'm going to just cut down the side and then cut off the top and throw it in the pan. Be careful when you're opening the sausage, of course, guys. Don't cut yourselves, don't hurt yourselves. Good morning, Algario, or well, afternoon, because it's afternoon. I'm going to turn the camera around so y'all can see what I'm making. And I don't know if this pan is going to be big enough, but my cast irons are dirty because they still have, believe it or not, cake in it from the other day. So we'll see if this works. If not, I'm going to have to transfer it into a bigger pot, which I might have to wash in just a minute. Good afternoon, Maria. How are you guys doing? You know me, I like my wooden ones, so I'm just going to roughly kind of do this. While this is cooking, I'm going to start actually assembling my other part of the breakfast casserole. You will put this in the oven. I've actually seen people do it in the crock pot, which you can do too if you have that kind of time in the morning. I don't have that much time this afternoon because I'm already it's already midday and I'm making this barely. So I'm gonna let that cook and show you what I'm gonna do to this pan. I'm gonna give it a rough spray, and all I have is this floury one, and it's okay, you can use it. I just want to spray a little bit down, just so it doesn't stick, even though it shouldn't stick because the way we're doing this. So I'm going to open these, and it pops. Good deal. Hopefully you can see this. If you're making it, you can actually make this for a lot of people. Like if you have family coming over or something and you're making a big breakfast, you can make double this, triple it, which I think I have doubled this recipe before. I'm just getting a knife and I'm going to cut this up into just 4s. Nothing crazy. And then I'm just going to pop them in the pan. Like I said, you don't have to use this kind of biscuit. I just like this biscuit because of the layers. You can use other kinds. You got the sausage cooking, and you can, like I said, you can pre-make this in the morning, and you can do this in the crock pot. I'm just doing it in the oven really quickly because it's already later in the afternoon. I just woke up not too long ago. Hey Robin, I'm making a breakfast casserole with biscuits, tater tots, eggs, and sausage. And I did show like the measurements, I guess, or what I'm using in the very beginning of the video, but I'll probably go over it again. Right now I'm just cutting up 1 can of biscuits, and it's the 8 count of flaky. And like I said, you don't have to use this kind, you can use the other kind. And I'm browning a package of maple sausage. So after you do add your biscuits, I'm going to add my tater tots in there too. I'm just stirring the sausage really quickly. Tater tots is about 3 servings, which I actually counted. Bella's my witness. She's right here. Just going to kind of separate them because some of them are stuck together. Alright, so after you do this, I want to say I pour, I'm trying to remember because it has been a while since I've made this recipe. But I want to say I pour the sausage and gravy and then the eggs on top. But I'll put the eggs in there first. Let me think a minute while I'm stirring the sausage. And you don't have to use maple sausage. It's just the kind I like to use. And it's the one I use is Jimmy Dean's maple, but you can use a different kind. And it's just 1 package of biscuits, about 3 servings of tater tots, or you can use hash browns. I just didn't have any of the cut up ones that are already pre-shredded. You can use regular potatoes and do hash browns that way, and just use real potatoes and shred them up. But I ain't got time for all that. I mean, I probably do, but not today. I just want to kind of get this going. So let me show y'all what I'm doing over here while I'm moving this around. Still got the sausage going. I am not a morning person, so that's why it's noon and I'm barely doing this. I sleep in on the weekends as much as I can, because during the week it's a bit crazy. So I do enjoy my sleep. So I just woke up and was like, let's make some breakfast. And I even said, I don't do this that often, so that's probably why we got some rain today. Just kidding. It's just a thing they say. This is almost done. There's just a little bit of pink left. So what I'm going to do to this is add my flour, and actually I'm going to add my butter first. Like I said, I pre-measured 6 tablespoons of flour, and I'm going to use 6 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to do it right in the same pan, and that's how you make sausage gravy. And I'm hoping, like I said, this pan is big enough. I don't think it is, so I'm going to actually go wash that pot real quick because RJ used it. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. So bear with me 1 second.
Yolk off this egg is so good.
Huh? do a quick dry. Okay, the reason I'm transferring it is because I'm making gravy. So, I normally use my cast iron, but it's dirty right now because we haven't cleaned it from the corn, or what did I make? Cake. I made cake in it. So I'm just gonna convert it to this one, scraping everything out. All right, and like I said, to this I'm gonna add my butter. That knife's dirty. This one I just used. Alright, so this is 6 tablespoons of butter, which are going in here. So when you're making gravy, a white gravy or any kind of gravy, I guess, but particularly white gravy, you're going to use equal parts of oil or butter to equal parts of flour. Hello, Samantha, how are you? Making some breakfast casserole right now. So I hope y'all can see that. It's just, I'm just melting the butter down. Turn this back up. Take a sip of my coffee. Because yes, it's morning for me, guys. It's just morning for me because I just woke up. I'm going to actually go live later. Because I'm going to make, I had a ham in the oven, in the freezer. And I decided to make that. So I'm going to make ham and some sweet potatoes, which I actually just bought some sweet potatoes, and I'm going to get those peeled and cut up so y'all can see my process of sweet potato casserole. And I'll make some stuffing and some stuff, but I'll do that later today. Because this is going to go in the oven first, and then I'll do the ham. I might either put it in the crock pot or just put it in the oven, because so the thing about crock pots is you want to do that either early in the morning, or if you know you're going to have it, like if you know it needs to cook for 8 hours and you want it for dinner at 6 or 7, then you have to, you know, do it way before, you know, make sure you do your time right. Because if I start it right now, what time is it right now? It's like 1 o'clock, huh?
1:05.
It's 1:05. So if I start something in the crock pot right now, it has to be done in like 5 hours or something. And ham doesn't take that long, but I can just put it in the oven and it can get done quicker too. Maybe the sweet potatoes. So when I do Thanksgiving, I actually do put it in the crock pot because I like to leave it there and forget about it while I'm cooking everything else. And normally for Thanksgiving, when I do it here at my house, I do a lot of the cooking myself. Hey Jennifer, how are you doing? Alright, so this butter is almost melted all the way. I know, forgive my pan, it's like just one hand handled right now. So like I said, I put 6 tablespoons of butter. This is 6 tablespoons of flour. I know it looks like a lot, but it's going to be gravy. So when you're making gravy, if it comes out too thick, you can just add a little more milk. If it's too runny, then add a little more flour, and I can show you how to do that because you don't want to add the flour directly to it. So this is what you call making a roux. Normally you would do it without the sausage in there, but I'm making it with the sausage, so to make sausage gravy. So I'm going to let that just kind of, you want it just to cook a little bit. Normally when you do it and you don't have the sausage in there, you want it to get like a little bit of a yellowy brownish color, but not too brown. It's just going to be like a light, not white like flour was. So you're cooking it a little bit. And honestly guys, gravy is the easiest thing you can make, I guess, because it's just equal parts of butter, oil to flour, and then maybe 2 to 3 cups depending on how much gravy you're making. So like I said, I did 6 tablespoons of butter, 6 tablespoons of flour, and I'm going to probably use 2 cups to start of milk, and then I'll increase it if I feel like I need to. So this looks pretty good. I don't know if y'all can see that. See how it's, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's getting a different kind of color than white. Take another sip of coffee, because like I said, I'm drinking my coffee. I just woke up. Hey Jennifer, how are you, girl? I haven't seen or talked to you in a long time. I know you posted a picture the other day and I thought, girl, you look great. Alright, so I think it's at the consistency I want. See how it's kind of just lumping together a little bit? The flour's dispersed in there evenly, I guess. So I'm going to slowly add my milk. You don't want to pour it all at one time. You just want to slowly add some. And mix it as you go. And as you can see, it's going to get thick. That's okay. That's what you want. You're going to add more. As you go, you can add a little more and more at a time. Like I said, you can add as much or as little as you want depending on how thick you like your gravy. And it's still thickening up. I'm going to turn the burner down, and that was just 1 cup that I've added so far. So here's another cup, roughly. See how it's starting to look a little more like thicker gravy? I'm going to add a little more because I want it a little bit more runnier. And the more you let it sit, it's going to thicken too. So you want to be careful and not add it too much or too little, because like I said, if you let it sit, it will thicken up. So that's a good kind of gravy consistency. I'm going to add a little pepper to this. I would say that's probably about half of a teaspoon, because you have white gravy, so you want it peppered gravy. Yeah, that's what I like. See how it's just the right consistency right there? I am going to add a little bit more milk because I don't think I added quite 2 cups yet. Actually, I did. So let's do 2.5 cups. I'm trying to be better about measuring everything for you guys, because I know I got told the other day that I need to add measurements in my description, so I'm going to try. So that was 6 tablespoons of flour to 6 tablespoons of butter and 2.5 cups of milk. So that's kind of what you want. So it to stick to the spoon, where if you do it like that, it stays. So I have to say it does taste pretty good. So I'm going to let that sit for just a second. I'm going to come back over here and let's finish this casserole. I got so much. I need a bigger counter, guys. I'm in the process of maybe trying to renovate my kitchen, but I haven't done it yet. So sorry, I'm trying to. There we go. Excuse me. When it rains, it brings on my allergies. So I was trying to figure out if I want to add the eggs or the gravy sausage first. I think I'm going to do the eggs. And I'm going to crack them in a separate container, which just had the potatoes, so I know it's still clean. And I'm going to use this bowl to throw the eggshells. You can mix up the eggs if you don't want to. I like to see the white and the yellow. So I'm probably not going to mix them too much. I'll mix them just a little bit. I have a shell on my finger. I think I got it off. Like I said, this was 1 can of biscuits to 3 servings of tater tots And I'm adding 10 eggs. I know it sounds like a lot, but once you put it all together, it's not bad. Or I mean, it's not that much when you add. So I don't know about y'all kids, but my kids can eat some eggs. Honestly, they can. I think I've seen Cheyenne eat three eggs, and RJ too. So yeah, my kids can put away some eggs for sure. So I'm gonna kind of just crack these yolks just a little bit. Like I said, I don't want to mix this too much. Just like a rough mix. Make sure all of them are kind of cracked. It'll kind of look like that. And then I'm going to pour this on here. Trying to make sure it gets into everything. Then we're going to add our sausage gravy. And you're just going to pour it on top too. You're going to let this bake in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on your oven. You don't have to mix this. I just kind of do a little bit like this just to kind of make sure that it gets all incorporated, but I don't want to mix it because those flour pieces will pop up to the surface. Alright guys, so that's the casserole. I'm just going to pop it in the oven. And like I said, let it cook for 20-30 minutes. And I will probably get some pictures for you guys. And or I can do another little quick live to show you what it looks like afterwards. And I can tell you exactly how long it cooked. You can add some cheese to the top, which I'm just going to add maybe like a handful, just to kind of put a little bit on top. I always buy the taco style because it has seasoning in it. I don't know why, I just love this one versus the other ones. Unless I'm doing something Italian, then I do the Italian blend. Alright, so that's everything, guys. Like I said, that's 1 can of biscuits, 1 package of sausage, the little ones, that you're going to cook, and then you'll mix your equal parts of flour to butter, which in this case I use 6 tablespoons of butter and 6 tablespoons of flour, and I used 2.5 cups of milk after I created that little roux. Added about a half teaspoon of pepper. I had 10 eggs. I mixed them lightly, put them in with the tater tots and the biscuits. Then I poured the gravy on top. And then, like I said, this will bake at 350 for probably about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on your oven. You'll pop it out and you'll have this delicious breakfast casserole. Like I said, this is great for if you have people coming over for breakfast or brunch and you want to just kind of have something all together. It's a great little meal. Anyways, well, thanks for watching this morning. Or I keep saying morning. It's my morning, guys. Sorry. I just woke up probably about 12 o'clock. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope y'all try to make this because honestly, guys, it's really good. Thank you, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.